Beep beep beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. I have a frogeth in my throateth. Bit of a pain in the ass. Right, so first off, see? Swine thing. Now, thank you all, okay? For all your support, all the help you give me in providing me with resources and all the kind things you say. All right, I need to do that regularly. A bit of humility, and thank you very much for keeping me going. Buy me a coffee, right? I have to say that. And also to those people that email me or message me, I can't get back to you. I'm inundated. So it's quite possible if you sent something and said, have a look at this, I will have a look at it, I promise you, but I can't get back to everybody. I just can't. Sorry. It's just the way that it is. And it's, you know, I hate it's like that. Do you know what? I wish I had a couple of admin people that could help me out. Who knew what they were doing when it comes to social media marketing. That would be the biggest thing I need. Who know how to get people onto my winning mindset course, who know how to advertise it, who know who can help. But I'm far away from that, I'm afraid. So come and join me in June for the Warrior Teach Programme. However, this is great. Today, this was released about midnight. And so therefore I'm going to give it a cold read because it's only just arrived. This is about RSHE. Once again, we're in the schools, RSHE. So age limits introduced to protect children in RSHE. This is from the government. It's a part of their move towards eradicating nonsense from the classroom. And I welcome it fully. I need my coffee. Hang on. I welcome it fully. It's a move in the right direction. Now, but the question I've got in the back of my mind before I read it is, because I haven't read it, does it go far enough? Is it enough? Because I put out a thing, didn't I, on Twitter saying, what if? It's a disappointment. Let's find out. From the Gov.uk website, which is in the Dooberries, if you want to have a look, follow along and all that. Age limits introduced to protect children at RSHE. New age ratings to be introduced on relationships, sex and health education content in schools to ensure it is appropriately and sensitively taught. Children will be protected from inappropriate teaching on sensitive topics thanks to new proposals from the government. Following multiple reports of disturbing materials being used in relationship, sex and health education lessons, the Department for Education has published updated guidance that will ensure content is factual, we like that word, factual, appropriate, and that children have the capacity to fully understand everything they are being taught. Parents will have the right to see the resources that are being used to teach their children about relationships, health and sex in all circumstances. And new age limits will be introduced so that children are not introduced to content they may not have the maturity to understand. Sex education will not be taught before year 5, and at that point, from a purely scientific standpoint. Hallelujah! 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 So that's a step in the right direction, isn't it? Come on, put a smile on your face. Put a smile on that face. Ethel Merman jams Russian radio. Beepity beep beep beep. Oh, I've got a feeling. Touch of Robin Williams there. At secondary school, pupils will learn about legally protected characteristics such as sexual orientation and gender reassignment. But the updated guidance is clear that schools should not teach about the concept of gender identity. There's going to be a fuming. They're not going to be happy bunnies. That frog's back. Ribbit. I want to read that bit again. I just want to read that bit again, all right? At secondary school, pupils will learn about legally protected characteristics such as sexual orientation and gender reassignment, but the updated guidance is clear that the school should not teach about the concept of gender identity. Not teach about the concept of gender identity! In light of the CAS review, it is important that schools take a cautious approach to teaching about this sensitive topic and do not use any materials that present contested views as fact, including the view that gender is a spectrum. Oh, whoa! Ding dong, the witch is dead, the witch is dead, the wicked witch. Ding dong. This is in line with the department's gender questioning guidance, which also takes a cautious approach to assist teachers to ensure that they are acting in the best interests of the child. Now, I'll add at that point, the best interest in the child, because there only is one, is if they assert a trans identity or don't accept that gender identity in the LGBT plus nonsense is a cult. That's a safeguarding risk, and it should go straight to safeguarding. That's what they're doing with them about puberty blockers, isn't it? Doctor says, how you doing? Oh, I've got these puberty blockers from some cove in Spain. Great, okay, I'm just going to call safeguarding because you're 16. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, useless oaf, said, parents rightly trust that when they send their children to school, they are kept safe and will not be exposed to disturbing content that is appropriate for their age. That's why I was horrified to hear reports of this happening in our classrooms last year. They're going to deny it up and down, mind. They're going to deny it up and down. But we got the receipts. They are myriad of this LGBT plus cult and the alphabet mafia and their ridiculous believers have infiltrated schools and damaged children. And meanwhile, the LARPing stupid gay blokes pretending that they're all progressive because well, I would sleep with a trans man. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Right, you're a twat in the streets and a turf in the sheets. That's what you are. So this is really beginning to get to the nub of the issue. The bone of contention, which it mostly is about bones in places they shouldn't be. I will always act swiftly to protect our children. This new guidance will do exactly that, while supporting teachers to teach these important topics sensitively and giving parents access to curriculum content if they wish. Now, the fly in the ointment here is how we're going to deal with the trans housing parents. That's going to be the fly in the ointment. Well, that, I think, will be down to social services. I think. Bless them. Education Secretary Gillian Keegan, who the other day I thought was Esther McVeigh. I'm hopeless with names, right? Gillian Keegan said, this updated guidance puts protecting children at its heart and enshrines parents' right to know what their children are being taught. Oh yeah, parent power. Come on, parents, use your power. This doesn't mean that you can get snitty with the teachers, all right? Don't get snitty. Just say you're not teaching them that. End of story. Okay? Well, make sure that you hold the school to account and that the school puts out a statement saying they will follow this and that gender identity ideology will be removed. Now, if you're a parent who was concerned about this, but you may be a very busy parent, and I understand that you are, if both of you are working, which you probably have to in today's ridiculous world, right, then I would suggest the following. You need to make sure when you approach the schools about this, when you talk to schools about what they're teaching your children on this front, you need to ensure that they haven't hidden it across the curriculum. That's really, really important at this stage, right? That they haven't got non-binary and gendery and pangender and queer crack or whatever they call themselves, or up the bum sexualities, whatever they call themselves these days, pansexuals, whatever, right? They, thems, non-binaries. You want to make sure you have to ask the question, has any of the language of critical social justice, gender identity cult, has any of that language been placed across the curriculum from art to sport, right? That's what you need to ask, because they'll hide it. That's the most important thing, is you need to ask, okay? Schools should ensure that RSHE teaching materials are available to parents and that parents are aware of what is being taught. New content in the guidance, mirroring a letter sent by the Education Secretary to schools over the past year, makes it clear that schools should make materials available to parents and clarifies how copyright legislation gives them scope to do so. The guidance also now includes additional content on suicide prevention in the secondary health and wellbeing section, including equipping pupils to recognise when they or their peers need help. I got a problem with all that, but that's just me. Get it all out. Don't want any of this therapeutic or psychology nonsense in the school. Turn up to school, learn. If you're not well enough, go home. That's it from my perspective. I know you don't agree with me. The guidance has also been strengthened to help young people to understand the benefits of rationing time spent online and the impact on their well-being and the serious risks of viewing content that promotes self-harm and suicide. Absolutely right. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. Following reports of schools seeing rising levels of harmful misogynistic behaviour, the guidance now includes a dedicated section on sexual harassment and sexual violence. Again, it should be taught dispassionately. That's going to be the big problem. It's got to be taught dispassionately. It must be factual, right? It must tell the truth about what's going on with the misogyny in this country. And then it must talk about what the expectations are of boys and men. Which, incidentally, by the way, the answer to is not, well, men need to express their emotions more. No, that's not the bloody answer. Ugh. Now, James Grimes, head of prevention at Gambling with Lives, said, "We welcome the guidance. Young people deserve the full picture." Jason Elsom of Parent Kind, parents relating to sex education revealed very serious concerns about what was going on. So it's got sort of various people talking and then being quoted about what's going on. It's just bloody glorious, right? The draft guidance is now open to consultation. When final, the guidance will be statutory and schools will be expected to follow it. Here we go, here. You trans nutters and your LGBTQ cultists. We're coming, mate. We're coming, and we aren't stopping until every last one of you is gone. How about that? Come on, schools. Come on, heads. This is where the heads can come into their own. Once they get that statutory guidance, once they get that procedure, because they are very interested in procedure, they can hammer that down through the school system. And then we identify the activist teachers. And within 4 weeks, they should be saying, "Do you want fries with that?" Well, it's glorious. Forward, forward, forward. GC, men and women. Onwards we go in fighting the battle against this insane nonsense. Go on. Oh, I might celebrate. I'm going to have a bacon sandwich. I'll see you later. Bye.